showing you guys how to change brakes on a 1978 Impala, but this goes for a lot of 70s and 80s GM cars, some of them even up to the 90s. So first thing that you're going to want to do is take the wheel off, of course, jack your car up, but you have these caliper bolts, top and bottom. And I already removed one, but you want to remove top and bottom. And after that, you're going to hang your caliper. You can hang it up there, or if you have a wire, you can hang it somewhere around there, whatever you like. So I'm going to go ahead and take this caliper bolt off, and I'll get back to you. After you get them slide bolts off, you can go ahead and remove your caliper. Inside the caliper, you got both of your pads. As you can see, my pads are very overdue, but since we're replacing caliper, rotor, and pads, everything is going to be changed. So I ain't worried about this, because the whole reason that I'm changing these brakes out is my piston is actually seized on both sides. So we got brand new brake kit over there, and we're going to throw the rotors on here. I'm going to show y'all how to do that. Okay, so the way you remove this caliper from your brake line is, first off, be careful. It may seem like I'm bending the line, but I'm not. It's just twisted a little bit. The tool that you're going to need to use to remove this bolt right here is going to be a 7/16 socket. I'm using a long one. Make sure that whenever you guys are doing this stuff, match up the amount of sides on your socket to the bolt. That way you don't strip it. You don't want to put a 12-sided socket on this 6-sided bolt, and then you're gonna potentially mess it up, but that fits on there very snug. So the way I like to do it is I like to get a, hold on guys, just a 3/8 socket. You throw it on top. I can't do it with one hand, but I'll go ahead and remove it, and I'll show you guys this brand new caliper right here. Sorry, there's a few things in this box. This is a brand new caliper. It comes with a new banjo bolt. I'm sorry if I didn't tell you guys what that was called, but it is a banjo bolt. And make sure you use these new washers on here. They're very, very important. Do not forget the washers. Okay, so, and they come with new slide pins for the caliper. So you don't have to worry about any of this stuff if you plan on changing out your caliper. It's very easy. After you put in the new banjo bolt and the washers on each side, then your caliper is installed. Make sure it's not leaking. After that, the first thing to do is remove this dust cover right here. You can do that with a flathead and a hammer. You just put the flathead between here. I don't have a flathead right here with me, but put the flathead between here. You just knock it off. Okay, after knocking at that dust cap for about 45 million years, you got it off. And you're gonna have this pin right here. All you're gonna do is bend it, straighten it out. Better do this with some pliers. After that, she should pop right out. Hold on, things never go well on camera. Hold on. Fished it out with the flathead. Don't lose that. I like to drop it inside the dust cap, all these parts. Now, sometimes these castle nuts will just spin right off. Oh, this one. Look. I said things don't go right on camera. Better to wear gloves, guys. I'm gonna clean all this before I reinstall it with the new rotors. I'll show you guys how this is all done though first. That's quite a messy job. Throw that inside the dust cap. Now, what I like to do is just use a screwdriver and pop this one off. I'll lose that. Drop it in there. Alright. Now this is the easy part. Pull that rotor off there. But before you do that, just go ahead and do this. Take that old bearing off. Toss it. It's trash now. Now, take this rotor off. It's trash now also, so it can slam on the ground. Now, time for the reinstall, guys. Alright, these are the rotors of choice. There's some just standard 11-inch GM rotors. You're gonna need these parts right here. This is your wheel seal. This is the inner wheel bearing, and this is the outside wheel bearing, the one you just seen me take off. Let me see if I can get you guys part numbers for all this stuff. You see, this is for the wheel seal. This is for the inner wheel bearing. And this is your outer wheel bearing. They come with races as well, but you don't need races for these new style brakes, so you just need the bearing. Alright. What you're gonna do with these bearings is get you some lithium grease. This is the number of lithium grease that you're looking for. NLGI number 2. That's what's good for old GM brakes like this. So I'll show you guys how this works basically. You're gonna flip this over. Flip this over. And your wheel bearing will drop right in there. Your wheel seal will go right on top. You'll use a mallet to tap it down. But before you do all that, you're going to need to grease them. Make sure you do not forget to grease them, and grease them very well. Very well. You don't want these things to dry up on you, lock up on you, anything. So make sure that you palm that grease in there very hard. I was covering the camera. Palm the grease in there and mean it, because putting your life on the line, man. Whenever you're doing these brakes, you want to do them the right way. And before we put these rotors back on, we're gonna clean them up as well with some brake clean to make sure we don't got no residue and grease up on there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these brakes put together with the bearings. I'm gonna show y'all how to mount it up. You have your bearing coated like this. Your brake's gonna be hanging once you push it. I mean, not once you push it. Once you put this on there, it'll level it out, basically. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Push that on there as far as it can go for you. You don't want your rotor coming off. After that, well, first off, let me go ahead and clean this up a bit. It's kind of, so picking up where we left off, there's only one way for this right here to go on there, and that's like this. This lines up. You see with that right there? It lines up just like that. Push that piece on there first. Then I believe this is your castle nut. I think I said that earlier. Go ahead and thread that on there. You don't have to torque this down or put a wrench on it really. You can. I like to do it by hand until I can just get it kind of snug on there. You still want your stuff to go on there correctly. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is, hold on guys, hold on a second. Okay, so you want to line your castle nut up. There's a small hole right there. There's one right here as well. Can't really see it, but I'm gonna line it up with that top hole. What I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna grab my pin, push it through that hole as far as it can go. Then, hold on. Go ahead and bend it back. Make sure your pin is all the way down. Bend it back. And your pin doesn't spin. And it's fine if it moves a little bit like that. It doesn't hurt anything. I've been having this dust cap soaking in brake clean. You don't really have to do that. It's kind of stupid, but I just wanted it to get cleaned out a bit. I'm about to wipe this down and you can put your dust cap back on. This is a better angle. That back pad has a clip that you need to make sure goes into that piston, and the front pad just slides right on, and then after that you can just go ahead and drop it down on there and put your caliper pins in. Caliper pins go in from this side. That's one. The bottom one. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down, and after you tighten them down, all you're gonna do is put your wheel back on, pump your brakes a few times. Actually, no, I'm lying, I'm sorry. Since we replaced the caliper, we're gonna need to bleed the brakes, not just pump them. So you're gonna need to bleed your system. And then I recommend doing that with the wheel off so you can get to this bleeder valve easy. Yeah, after you bleed your brakes and you throw them back on there, throw the wheels back on there, you should be good to ride, man. Fresh brakes. Looks really good. I'm gonna get some dust caps for it. And I'll get to you guys later.